The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
That's what I do.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run it here with Logan. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go. What? 90. What?
They'll look to throw here. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. This is brought in at the 21. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they get 14 yards there at a 1st down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He'll look to throw, sliding out of the pocket. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, He's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder.
Right,
now they'll go for it on 4th. They'll set up a throw, letting one go deep for the end zone. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Lions will take over. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing deep for Galladay. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Now back to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He'll get it up the middle. Yeah, he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Morgan. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. Throw left side complete. That's Morgan. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him, Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin is the...
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Flex round. Flex round.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Taken from just outside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They start the drive with Cook, and he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Cook. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful.
Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the 1st down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Carlson now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
The Lions on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again. Watch 84. Watch 84. Single receiver.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for the Lions. 52 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Prater on to add the extra point. Prater for the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth 1st half. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. So 2 minutes to go in a wild 1st half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. They pitch it out to Cook. And he'll get this one up to the 26. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Emerson Griffin in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They run with Logan, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going up top. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there just before halftime. 61 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is now 21-14. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Over, 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 over.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. The Vikings on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. Buying time to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run again on first down. Cook down to about the 22 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw here. And just shutting him off there. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a 1st down.
I was going to say on third down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the 1st. They'll run with Cook. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
The Vikings on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And we are tied at 21. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Ohio! Ohio! Let's go! White 90! White 90! Watch the run, watch the run. Stop, baby, let's make some.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
No, check, Patriot!
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ballgame.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Come on, let's go!
He'll set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
This is Logan. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They run again with Logan, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He'll look to throw. Going deep for Walker. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
A give. This is Cook. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
We talk about setting a tone or beginning a drive. That run was absolutely textbook. I'm telling you, partner, now they're not just thinking about an easy drive. They're thinking about maybe taking it downfield.
Yeah, started at their 2. Now they've got a heavy amount of breathing room.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. They'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On the carry, it's Logan. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
And they'll run it here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The Lions on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Hey, you got 3, you got 3. 3 down, 3 down. Ohio!
On play action, they'll throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over first and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Detroit! Detroit!
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Don't let 89 go deep. Whatever you do, don't let 89 go deep. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll set up a throw. Going right side here, and that's complete.